Hello, Sister Ella here. In the current Salesian magazine, the Don Bosco Today, there's an article, a little article. It's called The Altar of Don Bosco's Tears. And there's a picture of that altar. And when you go to Rome, which I'm sure you will, very near the Stazione Termini, which is a great big railway station in Rome, the important one, and very near the bus station. If you look up, you'll see a dome, and on the top, a golden statue of Jesus, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And that church was built by Don Bosco. Well, not with his hands, but with he got the money for it by going round places and asking for money, and even in France. And he wasn't all that old really, but for that time he was an old man, and he had very, very painful ulcerated legs. So it took a lot out of him. And when that church was consecrated in just the year before Don Bosco died. Don Bosco died in January 88, and the year before, 87, May 87, Don Bosco was saying Mass, the only Mass he ever said in that church, and the people couldn't understand why he was taking so long to say the Mass. And in actual fact, he was in tears. He was weeping. And the priest who was nearest him, who knew him very well, could see quite plainly that Don Bosco was really very, very, very upset. He didn't know why. But let's go back to when Don Bosco was just a little boy of 9, and he had this tremendous dream which influenced the whole of his life. And this dream, it recurred, it repeated in different ways throughout his life. But that first dream, he saw this beautiful lady, and he saw all these like wild animals. And in the presence of this beautiful lady, they turned into lambs. Beautiful, fluffy, white lambs playing. And this beautiful lady said to him, "This is your field of work. This is what you have to do." Now, he was only 9, he was a little boy, he couldn't understand. He began to cry all right and said, "I don't understand." And the lady said, "Someday you will." So Don Bosco began his life and his whole work of working for young people, and it spread throughout Italy, throughout Europe, throughout the Americas, right across the world. And the Pope actually asked him if he would undertake the building of this church in Rome. And on that day in May, when he was saying Mass, he began to cry. And afterwards, the priest nearest him said, Why were you crying, Don Bosco?" And he said, "Today I understood."